Yeah.
4. There we go. We are live on Saturday night.
With Deep South Homestead.
Deep South Homestead. I am Danny.
And I'm Wanda. And it's been a rainy day.
It's a rainy. Well, it's been a bad rainy day today. It's been raining all day.
But it's
today.
a light rain. It was.
It's
Well,
just
maybe
it's
at
a.
times.
No, we've got 1.5 inches today.
Yeah, and it's been nice.
But it's not been flash floods.
And
it's been soaking rain.
It hasn't had the lightning and all
no
that.
thundering, no lightning, anything like that.
Hello, Vicky and Lou,
Vicky,
Lou, and Jen and Brenda. And Miss April.
Miss April popping in here on us all of a sudden like that. Country preacher.
Yes.
Yeah, Miss Martha and Miss Ashley.
Yes.
Hello, young
all
lady.
Our friends jumping in here tonight on a Saturday night.
Debbie and Courtney and Gypsy and Larisha and Miss Sarah from Future Dreams to Reality.
Brenda and Catherine and Christy and Mark. And
Jenny.
Mama Tried, Charlotte, Amanda, Christy, Mary, My Kentucky Home, and Time for Living, and Glenn.
Wow.
Okay, so we got a lot.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of them. And you know, it's the same thing about here. They ain't none of the two. It's the same.
Yeah, that's really amazing. Martha says raining there all afternoon, still going.
There's the Marshall family homestead.
Well, we're staying dry as long as we stay in.
Yeah, as long as we stay in the house. I've been outside getting wet most of the day, but we've been,
you
know, I worked in the shop, did a few things there, worked in the greenhouse, worked on my tractor shed, and a little here and there.
Can you make a good living with a blueberry farm with about 100 plants?
Depends on where you live at. If you live where we live at, no. Unless you've got a good broker.
Yeah, as long as we had a broker, yes.
We did good as long as we had a broker.
Everybody has blueberries here, and nobody will hardly buy them, so everybody has them in their yard. Hey, Adrian made it to a live show.
Yay!
Let's hope he's not on duty.
No.
Now, Adrian, if you're on duty, just put it down, go back to work.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm just joking.
Yeah, we was having fun with it.
Okay. First,
Deborah said she peeled peaches by candlelight.
Hey, that's pretty cool. I'm assuming her power went out. Well, no, she may be off grid.
She may be off grid.
Charlotte says no rain. She's wishing for it.
Oh, Marshall Farm said they canned 41 pints of okra today.
Whoa! Well, I canned 6 yesterday.
Yeah, you didn't. Yeah, we just had about 6.
5 the day before.
Yeah, 5 the day before. We picked some more today.
Yeah, ours is in small batches, and so I'm doing it as I can. Bumblebee is waving. Hello.
Yeah.
And there's Miss Sheila.
Charlotte said they wish they had some rain wherever she's at.
She said we had some beautiful lard. Yes, it turned out very nice.
It turned out just as white as snow.
We had a few people get on to us because they were saying, are you cooking with lard?
I can't believe you're eating lard. I'm like, well, you know what? Actually, lard's a lot more healthy than vegetable oil.
Yes. And so we're not actually just cooking with it. I did cook some potatoes, some French fries in it yesterday in my Crisco multi-cooker. And if you guys hadn't gone back to the video, go back and go to the description and go through that link. And you've got till tomorrow to win a Crisco multi-cooker. But anyway, I cooked potatoes with a couple of spoons of that lard on it. And Danny was just in hog heaven.
I was in heaven. It tasted so good.
And it didn't give him fits. We were afraid it would, but it didn't.
It didn't give me no problem.
Somebody's saying the volume is lower than normal. I don't know if it's us or somebody else.
Anyway, Robert asked a question. What is a broker? A broker is someone who will come to your property, pick up your blueberries, and go cut deals and sell them at the market for you and places like that.
And you don't have to do it.
You don't have to do anything. You just grow them and pick them, and they come and pick them up at your place, or you can meet them somewhere. They pay you on the spot so much per pound, per gallon, or however you want to sell them, whatever kind of deal you cut out. And usually it's a pretty good deal because we would sell anywhere between, 25 gallons every couple of days?
Probably. We would pick every other day sometimes we pick every day, but most of the time every other day because it's hard to keep them fresh more than 24 hours and then them pick them up, travel, and then sell them.
Yeah.
And so usually when we picked he would pick them up within 4 hours of us picking. And then he would travel another hour or so before he got to his place to put them on in refrigeration. So, um, but that's for us. It was picking, and that was it. But when we had to sell ourselves, our I don't know, the first year you and I sold nearly 300 gallons of blueberries through a broker.
Okay, guys, let me know if that's any better.
And then the second year, we sold over 400 gallons of blueberries through a broker. And this is the two of us picking now, nobody else. It says the sound is lower. I'm not sure why.
Country High Homestead says, I hear great here. I raised the volume up. Somehow or other it got turned down.
And two, when we lost the broker, he was getting older, and I don't know that he is even doing that anymore. But Danny and I probably went down to selling 100, 125 to locals and people around that wanted it. So that's a drastic cut. So without a broker, you lose quite a bit.
Yeah, we were selling. Better. Yeah, I thought that's what it was.
Where was the button?
The volume right there. You got
I see. Down. Okay.
Yeah, we were selling anywhere around 300 to 400 gallons a year.
And went down to at least 100.
And went down to like 100 without a broker. So it was just, it really got tough.
And we have 50 trees, and that's mainly for our consumption, but that's for neighbors and kids and grandkids and things like that if they want some. We figured 50 trees would provide quite a bit for all of us.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, most people said we're back up, we're doing fine.
Now they can.
Yeah, they can hear fine now. All of them said it's just the volume was turned down. I guess one of the things.
Miss Catherine says she was just watching the lard video.
Ah.
Okay. Jennifer says she's driving and can only type at stoplights. You better be driving and paying attention.
Yeah, you better be paying attention to the roads.
Danny's gonna whack me. I'm gonna whack Hank and you're gonna whack Grizz.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. Hank did get a whacking several times this week. He's been annoying. But we're gonna get there. He's gonna learn that when I want him in his pen, I'm having to put him back on his leash and then take him to his pen and coax him into the pen and give him a snack. A cute snack. So that he knows what he's supposed to do.
Okay. Danny and Wanda, can you please talk louder than the ringing in my ears? Grizz. Okay.
I wanted to ask the difference between Crisco lard and the rendering lard you made. Do you remember what we read? Y'all, if y'all do not know. Oh my God.
If you don't know anything about Crisco, just go Google the history of Crisco.
Oh my goodness.
You will flip out.
I'm like, I used this up until Danny and I married. I used Crisco.
Yeah.
And when we married, I even used it a little bit, but he had already kind of transitioned, not knowing the history of Crisco till the other day. And when we looked it up the other day, I like to have freaked. I was going, you have got to be kidding me. I don't remember the whole thing. Do you remember any of it to talk about? Or I mean, we just like was blown away at why they started producing Crisco and how they did a campaign to get every housewife in America to quit using lard and use Crisco, which is a byproduct of
cottonseed.
Of cottonseed.
Yeah, it's a byproduct of cottonseed.
And the only reason they had so much of it was because it had been produced for the war, and it was after the war, and they needed something to do with it and get rid of it, so they decided to turn it into a cooking substance, and the whole campaign went to,
look, they gave away free cookbooks with every can of lard for a long time so that every housewife in America would have a cookbook with their lard, or their Crisco, because it's not even lard. It doesn't have any lard in it at all.
No, it has no animal fat.
It has no animal fat in it whatsoever. It's 100% vegetable fat, which is the worst kind of fat that you can put in your body because it's bad for your LDLs. It's a bad LDL kind of fat. It's hydrogenized fat. It's just horrible. After I read everything I read on it,
We were just shocked.
We were shocked. I told her, I says, oh my God, I grew up, my mama used this stuff all the time, and we were just being poisoned.
I mean, it's in all our foods. When you go to looking up the history of a lot of the foods, if it was put out by General Mills, what was that one? There was like, what was the company that Crisco was put out by?
I can't even remember now.
There's several big companies. There's like 4 or 5 of them. If that company produced the food, then chances are it's something wrong with it. And they did a big campaign. It's not that it's wrong. Don't get me wrong with that. It's just not very healthy for you, put it that way.
Right.
It was originally machine lubricant.
Yes, that's right.
That's what it was.
That's exactly right.
I was thinking, I knew
it was used during wartime.
To lubricate the machines.
Machineries and stuff like that. Yeah, and they had so much of it, they had to figure out how to get rid of it. Yeah, let's give it to the population. Why not?
We can't use it on the machines anymore. Let's feed it to people.
Let's feed it to people.
It's
like fluoride, the byproduct of aluminum. You know, oh, it costs too much to dispose of this stuff. Let's put it in everything that humans eat. Let's put it in the water. Let's put it in their toothpaste. Let's put it in everything so that their bones become brittle and they break a hip when they get old. You know what I mean?
And then we can collect their money.
Can collect their money from them.
Take their house.
Yeah, it makes your teeth like glass. They're like crystallized. They'll never have a cavity, but oh my God, you know, I mean, there's just all kinds of stuff. I gotta quit.
I know.
I just,
whoa.
I get on a rant.
Whoa.
Yeah, whoa, you gotta reel me back in, you know.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
I don't know what else going on now. I lost it.
Well, let me see what this one says.
I'm about to burn Slim up.
It's all right.
And I'm sitting here drinking hot chocolate, y'all. I mean, it's not hot anymore. It's cold chocolate because it's been 30 minutes since I made it.
Okay. Anyway, I probably missed some questions, and I'm sorry, guys. When I get like that, actually, if you went and watched my video, the thing about lard is, lard, if a pig has been pasture raised, he's loaded with omega-3s. That's what our body needs, you know, to be able to function properly. Our brain needs so much fat. There's been this movement in our country that fats are no good for us and all that kind of stuff. We need certain things in our body.
They said rant away. We love it. Sarah says, "Oh Lordy."
Oh Lordy.
She's too southern.
Oh, and actually, Brenda says, if it's not natural, don't put it in your mouth. I actually had shampoo that I used for a long time, and we probably still got some of it in there.
I think so.
That you could actually drink the shampoo. I mean, if you can't, I don't want to put it on my head if I can't put it in my mouth. Anyway.
I'm not sure. Michelle's saying, please help any on. I'm not sure.
She had a question back there. I saw it go through the thing. And Michelle, I
repost so we miss so much.
I did see it go through, but I don't forgot what it was. I mean, you know, the mind's a second thing to go in life.
Yeah, Country House said they gave up margarine, vegetable oil, and Velveeta. Yeah, we haven't had that in years.
We hadn't had that in a long time.
Seeker of Truth asked a question. Can you please tell where you are and the background behind you?
That's one of the questions I saw. We are in our studio room. The background behind us here is going to be a cabin look that I took this mantle, came out of a house that was built in the early 1800s, and I installed it here in the studio room, and I'm actually making it look like a log cabin behind it. We have the boards on the wall that's been stained. We have the wire in between the boards. We're getting ready to put the chinking in just as soon as we get a finish coat on the wood where the chinking won't absorb into the wood.
And the picture up top was from BJ and Lisa. They visited us from Tennessee and gave us the picture. So we put it here, and it says, God bless this house and all who enter, because we feel like you're entering our house. And she said I couldn't find
your almond cookie recipe.
Okay, I'll get to that in a minute. And actually, I changed it to a pecan cookie.
It's a pecan cookie now, not almond.
Yeah. And then on the shelf behind us, we have some of our corn that was...
That's the blue mochican and the white Cherokee Eagle.
Corn.
Yeah.
We have 2 knives.
2 knives that was made for me by different...
2 different people. Lee from Stringfield
Ridge. Let me get up here. You can see it. This is an actual... He done one, and...
let's see which one's which.
Lee did that one.
This one. This one is the one that Lee did. And then I forgot who sent this one. This one was sent
That's
last
made with
year.
a deer antler and.
Wait, it says here. I remember now. It's from the bone pile, Roger.
Roger from the bone pile. Yeah.
So this is from him. So we put both these knives up here. Then I have some cotton. We have some Cherokee tan pumpkins that we harvested this year. And then we have, these are pens that.
These are ink pens that was handcrafted for us on a lathe.
This one.
That one looks like a 270 or a 30-06 bullet.
It looks like a bullet. And it was done for Danny. And this one is from persimmon wood that was done for me. And they were sent last year or the year before. I don't know. We've had them for a little while.
Yeah.
That one's mine. I'll put mine back over here and put yours back over there.
Oh, let's see here.
So that's the reasoning behind this setup. And if you hear crickets in the background, we have the window open, which makes it even sound like we're outside.
What do we use to control bugs on corn, peas, and greens? We don't use anything. The whole thing is we plant based on insect cycles, or we try to, let's put it that way. With the weather changing and the anomalies in the weather like it is, it's making it a little bit harder for us to do that. Corn, we like to get it in as early and as quick as possible, and we usually have very little bug problems. We usually have hardly no worm problems in it.
Mundo.
And as far as peas and corn, we plant them. The peas and beans we plant based on the aphid cycles. Do birdhouse gourds cross with squash or cucumbers? Mama Tried says it depends on the genus name. If it's in the cucurbit family, it's check out the last part of the cucurbit name, the genus name to see.
Okay, Brenda. I just made you a moderator, so now you can put that link on there. Our moderators are the only ones that can put links, but she's going to put the link to the cookie recipe for, okay, I forgot, Michelle.
Michelle, yes. I'm in the same boat, Michelle. The only grains that I can eat is corn that I raise here myself.
And you can use almond in the cookie recipe. Actually, it was almonds that were ground up.
Yeah, that was the original.
For the cookie recipe, I just changed it to pecans because he likes pecans.
Yeah.
But you can use almonds and make the cookie recipe. You can use any kind of nuts you want to and make the recipe. All it is the pecans, egg whites, and some brown sugar. In the recipe, I think it calls for white sugar, but I changed to brown.
Country High Homestead, all I'd be able to say to my neighbors is tough luck, because if I wanted to have a pig on my place, I would have a pig.
Yeah. Secret of Truth, the skirt was beautiful. Heidi from Rain Country did an awesome job. Let me show you guys. Let me see.
Yeah, we got to start going here and show y'all. We have some pictures of a few things. Wanda went around today. She was in a picture.
Well, let me show you this is one picture that did not make my candy corn skirt video because I thought it made me look like an old lady. And Heather was taking the pictures. Did I get it? Why is it not undoing?
I don't know about that.
Okay, it's not showing my picture.
Okay, hang on here just a minute. Anyway, just keep.
Okay, well, maybe not. For some reason, my picture's not showing it.
Nope, it ain't that. I thought that might be what it is.
It's not popping up.
Okay.
That one's Heather. I mean, see if it works on that one. It's not showing any of my pictures today.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so we may not have any.
We don't have any pictures. Okay, so let's.
Bye, Domingos. I'm not sure. Try another one.
I don't know what happened there.
Well, we don't need that.
Hold on. Just give me a minute.
I don't know what he's doing. He's playing with stuff. Okay. Let's see. Diane says she has Seminole pumpkins. They are growing through drought and flood. We have harvested several of the Cherokee tans, but we have one Seminole that was sent to us by Floribama Homestead. And you're going to keep on till we're totally he's gonna lose us all the way. I don't know what he's
I don't even
doing.
know where I'm at now,
Hold
guys.
on.
Hang on here. Hold on. No, I
No,
can't
you're
do
gonna
that.
cut us slim off, and we're not even gonna be on YouTube. That's the whole business.
Oh, we'll have to start all over. Okay.
Go back
No.
to live stream and see.
If I go back, it's gonna take me completely out.
No, it's not. I don't know where he took us. He's got us so messed up right now till I'm not sure if y'all are still here. It says 0 watching. He probably cut us off.
No, the chat's still there.
Well, that don't mean anything. Hey, Freedom Makers. Okay, can y'all still see us, or did he just totally sling us off?
Hey, this thing is just something that. Whoa, there I am. Hang on.
Let's see if it's even working.
Give me just a minute here. I'll
But
drag
Mr.
it.
John that sent us the seed sent us a message, and he has harvested over,
Whoa,
I know
there
it's
I am.
way over 50 Cherokee tan pumpkins and over 50 Seminole pumpkins. He planted both, and he really has
Lord.
harvested more than anything I know. I mean, I can't believe it.
Yeah, he's harvested more than anybody I know.
We've got several people that have harvested 20 and 30 Cherokee tan pumpkins, and so it's just really been, a lot of people are growing them. A lot of people are having some of the same issues we're having.
Yeah, there's
with
lots
a
of people
lot
that
of
are.
Male blooms, very little female blooms, and then bugs. The bugs are horrendous.
The bugs have been horrendous for us this year. I mean, it's been so bad, guys. That's the worst year we've ever had with bugs. Let me put that over there.
Okay, Michelle found it.
Okay.
And but the Cherokee tan pumpkin, the one we have left from last year, is a year old now.
Yep.
Sometimes
it's got a birthday coming up.
So do I.
Yeah, I think you and the Cherokee tan have the same
We're
birthday.
having a birthday together. I just declared it a couple of weeks ago. If it makes it till the 21st of September, we're having a dual birthday party because I'm going to eat the pumpkin.
Ah.
It's not going to live past its first birthday.
Oh, Billy said, I'm mailing y'all some 100-year-old collard seed from North Carolina.
Wow.
Whoa, I hope they're still good if they're 100 years old.
Well, they've been producing.
And John says, and they are still growing and producing.
See?
John, let me tell you what happened. I'm going to tell y'all what. Our Cherokee tan pumpkins this year have done very poorly. We've only got, what, maybe 5 or 6?
10 or 11, 12.
We've got that
maybe up to 12.
Okay. Yeah. What I found when I went out to check my Cherokee tans, because I go out every morning to look at my vines, and if I see a female bloom, I hand pollinate it with a male bloom. Well, I finally figured out when a female bloom begins to open up, what's happening is the imported fire ants here are going inside that female bloom and literally eating it off inside there, and the bloom falls off, and we never see the bloom on the little pumpkin, and the pumpkin shrivels up and dies away. And the ants are only going to the female bloom. They do not mess with the male bloom. So that's why we're having problems this year with our Cherokee tans. It's because of fire ants.
And I don't know why my pictures are not working, guys, but I had a picture, someone saying something about hornworms, and I had an awesome...
Oh, we took an awesome picture today of one. Where is it at?
It's here.
There it is, right there.
But it probably won't show up either. For whatever reason, my pictures are not working.
For some reason, the pictures are not coming up on here. I do not know what.
It's always done, but for some reason, I'm having issues tonight.
Oh, well, it is what it is.
We don't have pictures, but we can just talk about stuff. You found that the hornworms are eating the peppers.
Yeah, I've been getting about a dozen. I probably in the last 3 days, I probably got close to 50 hornworms off of our pepper plants.
Billy says go over the bloom anatomy.
The boom anatomy.
He meant bloom. Like, how do you know the difference between the blooms?
Okay, the female bloom will always have the little pumpkin on it. There'll be a little round ball, and there'll be a bloom come out of the end of it. That's the pumpkin. The male bloom will grow a long stem, probably 6 to 8 inches tall, and the flower will just be up on top of a little tiny stem. And you take that, and I peel the petals off of it, and leave the little stamen sticking out, and I take it over to the female, and I just rub it around all down inside it, and take all the pollen off and put it on the female bloom. And what?
That's funny. Just keep going. Anyway, that's the way you pollinate them.
That's how I do it. Now, I don't know, somebody else may have a better procedure, but that's how Danny from Deep South, that's WWDD. What would Danny do? You know? That's what Danny does. You can laugh.
I know,
but it works.
True.
Okay.
And the hornworms were getting them, and he went out to check the pepper. Plus, we had an issue with the mildew and stuff, and he took all the bad leaves off, and then hornworms got on them and eat some leaves off. And we found this huge worm today.
Yeah, but the problem is our pepper plants. I'm going to do a video on this. I think our pepper plants come down with STWV. Now that's destroyed our pepper plants, and we're constantly trying to battle it. Even though I know there's no cure for it, it's working.
Adult programming notice.
What?
Mr. John said adult programming notice. That's what I was thinking. I'm sitting here going, okay.
Okay. But anyway, our pepper plants has contacted STWV, and that's because the thrip that hops from leaf to leaf, unbeknown to me.
Deborah was trying not to laugh. I just thought it was funny.
Okay. I'm trying to tell something here, and my whole story is getting messed up. You know, I'm trying to tell them why my peppers were dying.
Okay. Go
okay. I followed.
My eyes watering now. Go ahead. That was just too funny.
Okay.
You followed what with your peppers?
Okay.
We're on track.
I was following the companion planting guide. Yes. It says that if you plant peppers or tomatoes next to onions or garlic, that it actually benefits them.
Mm-hmm.
So all of a sudden, my peppers are beautiful. They're like 3 feet tall, and they all start dying.
And they were producing great.
And they were producing great. And then once I started looking at what was actually happening to them, they had the STWV, the spotted tomato wilt virus. And I began to look, how does a pepper plant contact that virus? Well, they get it from a thrip, which comes, the virus is carried by the onions and the garlics. And they went over to my pepper plants. And now my peppers are all dying because I planted them next to onions and garlics.
Which is supposed to be companion
Which is supposed to be a companion plant, according to research.
Yes. So sometimes you might not believe that. Somebody wanted to know what it about saving your own seeds as opposed to buying seeds, buying your own chicks as opposed to having your, raising your own chicks from eggs.
Okay. We save a lot of our seeds because what we've been growing mainly has been heirloom because we've been trying to build a seed bank. Well, now we have a seed bank built to the point where we can actually sell seeds. But what we're finding out in the area that we live because of the weather anomalies and because of the insects and the root nematodes and all that stuff, today we just made a huge seed order of hybrid seeds. Now
tomatoes and peppers.
Tomatoes and peppers. Now we know that we can't save the seed, but we're not worried because we have a huge seed bank of heirloom seeds.
Yeah.
Next year we want to be able to plant these hybrids as an experiment to see how they will do.
Mr. Okie Rob says
the thrips did not read the book. I saw that. Anyway.
Go ahead.
But we're trying to see how the hybrids are going to do under the insect and disease situation that we're facing here on our place next year, even though we know we're not trying to be sustainable with them because we have our seed bank built. But we're just trying to learn so that we can maybe pass some information on to y'all in the event that y'all have a problem.
Okay, now you want to tell what a STWV is?
STWV is the spotted tomato wilt virus that actually is carried by a thrip. Picks it up from onions and garlics and actually brings it over to peppers or tomatoes.
Mama Tried says you can't always trust research.
Oh, I know, because we're going through that right now with our solarization versus alkylation.
And I had pictures.
We had pictures we wanted to show y'all.
I guess I'm gonna have to do a video and show all the pictures.
Well, we're gonna have to do it. Yeah, well, it just means another video. Is all I know.
We did not do the week 4 of the black plastic versus clear because it's been raining.
It rained all the time. There's been no sunshine.
So it wouldn't have done us any good to go out there and do that. But we have a video this week coming up. This will be week 5. And there's a major difference between the black and the clear.
The clear is acting like a greenhouse.
The black, well, do I give it away? Or
no, don't give it away.
Never mind. Anyway, there's a huge difference.
There's a video coming. We'll be like Mr. Charles from Old Alabama Garden. We got a video on that.
Billy says he's starting to see major Canadian gray geese flocks in soybean fields in North Carolina.
Well, you know what? Canadian geese season opened today
in Mississippi.
In southern Mississippi, that is. Yeah. Donna says they're hybrid, but still not GMO. Yes, there's a lot of difference between hybrid and GMO. They're totally different. You don't have to worry about GMO with hybrid.
And Secret Truth wants to know: are we planning with ground cover next spring? We hope.
We hope to if we come up with the money to finish buying enough ground cover.
And we may even do some of our winter crops. We're not sure yet.
Yeah.
How long can you save seeds and do you freeze them?
You can save seeds for years and years and years.
But corn and peas.
Corn and peas are the two that I freeze for about 2 weeks. And corn I just leave in the freezer because I don't even take it out. But
because corn, even if you freezed it for 2 weeks and take it out,
there's nothing in it.
But sometimes they can get in it if they're left in a storage for a long time. And say you have something else in that storage that might have them, it could get in your corn. So you have to be very careful with that.
Yeah, Lori says I'm so worried about the quality of seeds because of genetic modification, and yes, that is true. If you have corn or anything like that planted next to, or soybeans or anything planted next to where they have that stuff at, it can cross-pollinate. Where did I get my wide black plastic to put on my garden? PMS 1953 says I just bought house. It's 4 mil black plastic, like you put under the foundation of houses. It comes in 20, 40, 60, 100 feet wide rolls. Not a problem here.
Dove season opened here today too, Wanda. Danny went out and come back and he goes, okay, they're shooting everywhere. Something's wrong.
Something's up. They're shooting everywhere
and
around.
I think it's dove season. He said, it doesn't start till the 15th. And I said, no, I think it started today. So they've been shooting all day.
Time to Sow said he doesn't freeze his anymore. He saves them in mason jars because of the hurricane, and that is true. That will happen.
Yeah.
Brenda said that dove season opened in Missouri today also.
I just read that.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
You know I don't pay any attention.
I know. He doesn't pay me any attention, y'all.
The geese in Michigan are flying in V formation. Honk, honk. You know what? According to my calculations and my weather for the last 3 years, we are almost 3 weeks ahead of our normal weather here.
Yeah, Britt says he doesn't like to keep seed longer than 2 years because of germination rate.
That is true. You do have some problems. Now, my corn, I've had some corn. Well, we planted pink-eye purple hull peas from 2012, and we had almost 100% germination rate on them, and they were not kept in the freezer.
But they were also our seeds that he had saved since 2012.
Yeah.
So.
Everything we planted is seeds we saved except for this year. We're buying a lot of our seed this year for experimenting.
From Tanya in North Carolina, Cherokee, for I am of the Great Spirit. Wanda Yahoo. Almost like Wanda.
Where are you at?
Wanda Yahoo.
Wanda Yahoo.
From Tanya, of the Great Spirit.
For I am of the Great Spirit.
I may not be. I don't have the accent.
Yeah, Wanda Yahoo. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what else. My mom is always asking us, do you plant in the right part of the body?
I try to, as much as possible.
When should they start tomato seeds for next year planting in central Mississippi?
If you're in central Mississippi, I would start my tomato seeds probably about, based on the grand solar minimum that we're going into, the Maunder minimum probably where we're going to end up at. I would say probably the end of February.
We actually have some
we have tomato plants up about this tall, but now we have a greenhouse, and we're going to be putting them in a greenhouse. We also have pepper plants up about 1 inch high. So
yes, so we're going to be planting tomatoes and peppers in our greenhouse. I don't know how much other stuff, but we know tomatoes and peppers this time. And we've got a little mini greenhouse that we've got up, and we're going to do a video on this week. And it's going to be my herb greenhouse. So we're hopefully to save a few herbs throughout the winter. We're going to see how well it functions.
Yeah, Malcolm asked me a question way a while back, and I've been trying to remember what it was, and I can't remember.
I know. I saw it too, and I was going to tell you.
I forgot what it was. Malcolm Small.
I saw it.
I saw it, but it's not coming to me. If I think of it, I'll answer it.
Malcolm, you're going to have to repost, because I saw it too, and I was going to ask you, are we putting anything in the ground yet? For the fall, no.
Not for the fall. We have stuff started in the greenhouse, but we haven't done anything for outside.
And Broussard, yes, our wild persimmons are starting to turn on crazy days. I'll be showing you guys that maybe tomorrow if I get a video up. Right now it's pronounced Yah for Yahweh. Wendy Yah.
Wendy Yahoo.
Yahoo. Okay.
Wendy Yahoo.
Wendy Yah. Okay. I'm getting it. But anyway, I'm putting a video on crazy days that I'm out walking with Hank, and somebody asked to see Hank. Hank's asleep, hopefully. Hank's got to where he wants to yelp when he hears us, because this window is like, what, 25 feet maybe from him?
Yeah, about 25, 30 feet from him.
And he can hear us talking, and lots of times he starts yelping because he wants us to come get him. And we don't bring him into the house. So he's outside dog, and he's staying outside. But I do have the persimmons in that video. I'm showing some of ours are turning.
Yeah, all of our black gum leaves are falling off. Our black gum are starting to turn. Our oak leaves are falling like crazy. We're already to the point where we almost need to rake.
And in the video tomorrow, if I get it up on Crazy Days, I'm going to be showing a lot of things around here that are actually blooming or producing at this time of the year. And I saw today that didn't make the video because I did the video yesterday morning, but our pear tree is blooming. Did you?
Yeah, I saw that when I drove by on the tractor.
The pear tree has blooms.
There it is. It's Malcolm. Do you believe in aliens, life?
That was it.
In outer space. Malcolm, that is a very good question, because in the Bible in Ezekiel, it talks about chariots of fire, and it talks about the spinning wheels and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to say that there's not something out there, because I think that there possibly could be, but I'm not going to also say that there is, because this could have just been a thing that God had angels doing, and I don't know. But I'm not going to argue with anybody over it, because it's quite possible.
Okay, now Laura Holmes wants to know if you would explain the hybrid versus heirloom, and I would think versus GMO too.
Well, a hybrid seed is a seed that's been crossed up to get disease resistance. And a lot of times they cross up heirloom seeds to get a hybrid. Now, a hybrid seed, you can save the seed from it and you can replant them, but they'll come up and they'll grow fine and they'll produce whatever they're supposed to produce. It just won't be true to the seed that it was originally. An heirloom seed is a plant that when you plant the seed from it, it comes back true to its own self year after year without any problems.
I'm fixing it.
Just keep going.
I was messing with stuff and having to fix the chat because...
Yeah, it's this thing. Our computer just keeps messing up here. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, OBS right there. But that's the difference between a hybrid and an heirloom. Now, you can have a hybrid that's not open pollinated, and you can have a hybrid that is open pollinated. So there's different types of hybrids. Now, there's also a new hybrid that they've come out with that is a genetically modified hybrid. There is another name for it that's slipping my mind right this minute. I had it on my tongue when I was talking about the other. It'll come to me in a minute, I reckon. But I mean, you have to be very, very careful when you purchase hybrids and make sure that it's not a genetically engineered hybrid, because they do have those on the market today. Now, something that's been genetically modified, they've went in and they've split the gene inside these seeds, and they've inserted things like corn. They've inserted the gene from the BT, the Bacillus thuringiensis gene has been put into it, so that when a worm eats the corn, it naturally kills the worm. The seeds have been designed so that they're Roundup resistant. You can spray the corn with Roundup and it doesn't hurt the corn, but it kills all the weeds around it. I mean, they've I see it at the same time you did. But that's a little bit about those. And I agree with you, Country Homestead Preacher. We see aliens every time we go to Walmart too. That's the reason I despise going to Walmart, because I do not want to look at the aliens.
They are some strange
We see some strange people there. Mostly.
Hey, Jerome B.
Mostly britches that's cut off too short that they have no business wearing.
They ain't no britches there.
They ain't hardly no britches there. That's right.
And if y'all don't know what britches is, look it up.
Yeah.
You don't hear people say britches no more.
They don't say. They say shorts.
No, they say pants.
Pants or shorts or capris or whatever.
I mean, there ain't no such thing as britches.
Yeah.
I don't even know where britches
we still didn't get into. We still can't get into our chat.
I know, but we can read it. So
we can read though.
We can't answer y'all on chat, but we don't do that anyway. And somebody says, why?
Diane says Bayer bought them out. I heard Bayer bought out Monsanto. Yes.
And we heard they were going to be changing and taking Monsanto name out off of everything.
They're going to be taking the name Monsanto off of everything because they've had so many lawsuits, and Monsanto's lost a lot of the lawsuits and had to shuck out a lot of money, so they're taking the name off now.
So in the future, you won't see Monsanto on anything.
Time to Sow says, Danny, they're reptilians. Yeah, they're reptilians, all right, because their tail's showing.
Is it Bayer as in Bayer aspirin?
Yeah, Bayer, yeah.
I mean, is it the same company that owns Bayer?
I'm pretty sure it's the same company. I think
so. I was thinking. Britches so tight the seams or threads are screaming help.
That's right. It looks like they were poured and melted into them.
And Sheila says the chemical names are changing too.
Yep, they are. As a matter of fact, I called a company here a while back and asked them, did they have anything? And what was I was asking about?
You were asking about.
I got GMO on my mind.
No, but you were asking about the chemical
glutamatic.
No,
it's glutamatic acid, but I mean it's
got several names.
It's got several different names on it, and I asked them, was this particular chemical?
Scratch made.
I asked them, was this particular chemical in their food product? And they go, oh no, it's not in there. I said, but it says you have glutamatic acid. And they said, well, yes, we do have glutamatic acid. I said, well, glutamatic acid and this chemical is exactly the same thing.
Oh, and when we were in town, the vet. Danny
this was crazy.
We like to win. I'm not the vet himself.
Not the vet himself. It was one of the ladies that worked there. Danny almost went ballistic in the vet office again.
Yeah.
I went in and my cow I took some stool samples in, and they told me that what type of worm it had. And I said, okay. I said, can I just Ivomec it? And they go, oh, no, you can't Ivomec it. We don't carry Ivomec. We don't use Ivomec here. You have to use Vetrimec. I said, Vetrimec is Ivomec. Oh, no. I said, okay, well, maybe I'm wrong. And I ordered it from them. And it came in, and right on the box, it says 5% Ivomec, right there on the box. And
They said they didn't carry it.
They said they didn't carry it, and they didn't use it.
And then when the box came in, it was Ivomec.
It was MSG, monosodium glutamate.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lou, you have to be very, very careful, because even things like what was it they're changing the name of now?
Aspartame.
Aspartame. Yeah. Even though people think aspartame has went out the window and it's in nothing, it is still in everything, because they've changed the name like a dozen times in the last 20 years. And if you research it out and look at everything that's on the label, you will find that one of those items in almost everything on the shelf is a form of aspartame.
Sheila's right. Cereals are showing up with weed killer even in the oats. Yeah, since dicamba come on the market, um, dicamba is a mixture between 2,4-D weed killer and glyphosate, and those residues are showing up in cereal everywhere, and that's where a lot of the kidney diseases and endocrine diseases and all that stuff are coming from now, especially in kids.
Yeah, and MSG has like 20 different names. Yes.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't fix stupid.
That's exactly right. Yeah, boy, do I ever agree with that.
Danny was getting so aggravated with the girl at the vet because
I was about to.
She was asking him. He didn't want a shot because he doesn't have a.
I don't have a head squeezer, and I told her. I said, she says we can just give it to you in a shot form. I said I don't have a head squeezer. All I got's a chute to put it in, a little stall. And I told her, I says, just give me the pour on. I'll pour it on his back. And she says, well, it's raining so much. It takes 6 hours. He's got to be out of the rain. How can you keep him out of the rain for 6 hours? I said, well, I'll just lock him up in the stall in the barn. I mean, and she goes, oh, okay.
And then how are you going to get him to drink the water?
And I had to mix Corid in with the water because it had coccidiosis showed up in it. And I told her, she says, I told her, I said, they mainly drink from the creek. I said, but I said, I'll mix it in the water at the barn. She goes, well, how are you going to get him to drink from the water at the barn if he's used to drinking out of the creek? I said, I'll lock him up in the corral for a day. He don't have a choice.
He has to drink
He's got to drink the water. I was just like.
They don't think outside the box.
I can tell the younger generation does not know how to think outside the box. I know that for a fact.
I stayed in the truck, and when he came back, he was just shaking his head. He said, these people have no clue what they're doing.
Oh, I know. Yes, Scratch, we've been praying for Leslie's mom.
Make me a book with the old names and the new names, and you can charge higher than the others you did. Old names and new names of what?
Chemicals.
The chemicals?
Yeah, like
good Lord.
Like monosodium glutamate, all these different names that they're coming to. Aspartame, they're putting it under different names now. Guys, I call every company that I can call.
There's the Bacon Diva. She subbed to us earlier, and I said I was going to go check her channel out after a while. I usually get check things out after we live stream for a little bit. There's Sis. She finally made it to family. Daryl made me a little bit anyway. I'm not sure.
Made it for a little bit anyway.
Oh, Daryl.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Daryl was on there. It's not Sis.
Hey. Okay. Well. Okay. Never mind. It's Daryl. Okay.
Tammy says, "Wow, how did she get her job? She got her job because they normally fool with dogs and cats and.
She knows nothing about cows.
Monkeys or something else, I reckon, but they knew nothing about cows. She said we have to wait till the vet's actually in the office before we deal with cows because he handles that.
She said she knows nothing about cows, obviously. So, okay, I don't remember what all we had going on, but we had pictures of.
We had lots of pictures. We had pictures of our Star of David okra is about 12 feet tall now, and some of the pods I'm leaving for seed are like 2 inches in diameter and like I don't know 4 or 5 inches long maybe. He's going to show you some pictures of it, but evidently our picture part's not working for some strange reason here. We're not in the studio.
We don't have a chat. We can't chat with y'all. We can see the chat.
Oh, the chat. Nope.
No, if you move it,
if I move it, yeah.
It says we're not signed in, so who knows? We can read our chat.
We can read it. Yeah, it's just this aggravating stuff.
So we just have to do. But I had pictures of the okra. Then I had pictures of.
We had pictures of the hornworm, the peppers blooming,
turmeric, and the
watermelon, the figs. We got new figs all over our trees, guys. The ginger's doing so good.
The watermelon, the ancient watermelon that Jen gave us, Danny planted what?
I planted 25 seeds.
In the spring.
In the spring.
And none of them did anything except one. It grew just a little bit. It probably wasn't.
Maybe 6 inches tall. It stayed that way for like 3 months.
And Danny dug it up and brought it to the hugel bed, what, a month ago?
Probably about a month ago I put it on the hugel bed.
Yeah. And now I had pictures. It's all over the hugel bed. It's got blooms all over it. And he's even found one little watermelon. So if we could just get at least one ancient watermelon to grow and save the seeds, it would be awesome.
Billy says, have you heard of Victoria grinders? We'll let you know how it works for grits. I would love to know.
We want to know.
I want to know, yeah.
We're looking for a new grinder. Daryl, he said Sampson Farms won the cookbook. I'm sorry, I tried for the cookbook, Daryl. It was a cast iron cookbook from Lehman's.
Trishy says, don't eat foodstuffs from stores, and I agree with that 100%. We don't eat no food from the store except coconut oil and maybe sugar or salt or pepper or something like that. We don't eat any other food.
Will we be selling ginger? Yes, I plan to sell some. And Kathy wants to know if I ever used mullein for medicine. Yes.
Yes.
Mullein was one of my go-tos many years ago. Now, Danny and I don't have mullein here. I've tried to get it to grow, and I've just not been successful yet. But mullein is something that I used as a tea most of the time. Anytime there was a cough or a cold, especially a cough, a deep cough like walking pneumonia and things like that, mullein was excellent with anything with the breathing part. And if you ever smoke cigarettes and really want to get off cigarettes, if you'll dry mullein and roll it up like the old-fashioned cigarettes and smoke it, it'll clear your lungs. Actually, smoking it clears your lungs. So
Tammy says, what kind of cane sugar is non-GMO?
Deep South.
Deep South cane is not GMO. I can tell you that. Most sugar now that you purchase, you have to make sure if it's pure cane syrup, pure cane sugar, it's probably got glyphosate in it because they use Roundup to spray all the cane fields with now to defoliate them. But most sugar cane is not genetically modified yet. But sugar beets is genetically modified, so you have to be sure that if you buy sugar that it's actually pure cane sugar.
Sandy wants to know, do I leave the ginger and turmeric? I don't know. How do you say it? Turmeric?
Turmeric.
It's T-U-R. Turmeric?
Turmeric.
I don't know. I don't know how people say it.
I say turmeric. However, it's like some people say tomato, some say tomato. It don't matter.
But anyway, I leave mine in the ground, but this year I am going to dig it up, and I am going to, because it's getting really, really thick.
It's getting thick, yeah.
And I'm going to thin it out and replant, but I probably will hold it and replant later in case we have a bad cold spell.
Yeah.
I'll probably leave some little pieces in just to see if it'll winter and save some to go back in case. But we do hope to have some of both for sale in the future.
Yeah. Jimmy, I don't know that we've tried anything from the pecan cookbook yet, have you?
I looked at the things. It's right here. They sent me the pecan cookbook and the little bluebird angel. She's got bluebirds on her arms. And yes, I've looked at it, and there were several things in here that I want to make. I just hadn't, we've been so busy this week, I hadn't even made videos. If y'all notice, it's not been a very good week for us. But I will be making stuff. So what else?
Oh, I'm sitting here.
I remember somebody else asked something.
Yeah.
Oh, mullein for toilet paper. Now, Grizz, this was the thing. I read, if you haven't read Tom Brown, I've got a video coming up Tuesday talking about Tom Brown's book. I mentioned it in there, but Tom Brown wrote a book on foraging for plants and things like that. And his grandfather taught him all about what plants to look for. And they would grab mullein to use for toilet paper. And his grandfather stopped them because he said the medicinal properties and stuff, you did not want to waste mullein for toilet paper. But it is the softest thing. It would make good toilet paper.
Marshall Farm says, Danny, can you make a video this year on how to make brown sugar from sugar cane syrup?
We haven't tried it.
I used to do it. I could still do it. We would be drying lemon balm for tea this winter, Wanda, mixed in lemongrass.
I do have some lemon balm and I do have lemongrass. It's just according. I'm thinking of cutting my lemon balm this week and drying it. And the lemongrass, we won't cut it probably. I could go cut some and dry it, but I usually don't till it gets closer to winter. But I do have lemon balm. And y'all, I did not realize till I got into doTERRA, one of the most expensive oils in doTERRA is Melissa. And when I asked Amanda from Freedom Acres, I said, what is Melissa? It is lemon balm. So I'm growing lemon balm. I did not the Melissa oil. I didn't know that. It just takes so much of it to make that oil.
Terry said, I got in an argument at the Waffle House on the difference between molasses and sorghum. What's your take on it? That's a very fine line. Molasses is actually made from sugarcane. The term molasses gets misused quite often. You can see the term sorghum molasses out there, but molasses actually comes from recooking syrup about 3 or 4 different times to create true molasses. And I'm guessing that you probably could do that with sorghum if you recooked it several times. But true molasses has always came from sugar cane. It hardly ever come from sorghum.
Yeah, now Jen at the Nuts House says you can add a dab of molasses to white cane sugar and make brown sugar.
You can.
And Time to Sow said her lemongrass she bought from us is huge and it smells so good. That lemongrass is awesome. We've got so much of it, and I'm glad we didn't lose it, that I replanted all of it.
Let's see here.
All Things Good said they didn't plant the Star of David okra this year and they miss it. We were really worried because ours was like 8 foot tall and had not produced anything.
Didn't have an okra pod on it nowhere.
Nothing. And all of a sudden it kicked in about 3 weeks ago, and we have been doing really good. I've done put up like 30 something pints off of something I thought wasn't going to produce at all. Plus we've ate out of it.
Billy, there is a sorghum that is a grain, but there's also a sorghum that is a cane that can be used to make syrup out of.
Yes. Okay, so what else have we got? I forgot what else was in our pictures. I did an interview with Rain Country, and I was going to, it's up. I put it up this morning on Crazy Days, and Rain Country did the skirt that she gave me, but she and I talked about how she made the skirt, plus we talked a little bit about herbs, and it is on Crazy Days. You have to go over there and watch that interview with Rain Country, and then we are putting up our top 10 herbs on our homestead Tuesday.
Okay.
So check out Rain Country and Crazy Days for those videos this week.
Sharon says, do you know where I can get sassafras? Well, Sharon, depends on which kind you want. There's white sassafras and there's red sassafras. The red sassafras is what they use to make the sassafras tea out of.
Now Sherry's on here too.
Yeah, she was on here way a while ago.
Okay.
I would have to look and see if I could find a root, and I don't even know that it would sprout. I might could take a root and sprout it and just send a tree. Or I might be better off just sending you a tree if you wanted to sassafras.
Yeah, we've got sassafras everywhere.
Sassafras just grows crazy around here.
You just have to message us at deepsouthhomestead@gmail.com and let Danny look and see if we have some small trees that might be able to ship reasonably. Yeah. How do you use all that lemongrass? Really, we don't.
We don't. It's just there.
Decorations on for us. Plus, it's there if I need it because you can use lemongrass in most anything, and it's got a lot of properties in it. And you can use it in teas and stuff. But we planted it as a border.
It was actually planted as an insect deterrent and a border in the garden. Plus, it keeps deer out of the garden.
And it just looks nice. Yes. Let's see. Prayers, please, for 2 little boys, 5 and 8, taken this afternoon to Phoenix. Truck was found with no one in it. Okay, I'm assuming maybe somebody just left the kids. So, yes, we should pray for those kids. The candy corn dress that Heidi made for Wanda was or is awesome. Yes, she did an awesome job with it. And I had commented on several of her skirts. And I had actually thought of getting Danny to get me one for my birthday. That was one of the things I was thinking of, having him order me one of her skirts. And she has one, I can't remember if it was in the video or not, and I think it was, but it had a lot of dark blues. It was maybe the country garden or something to do with the garden, and it was just beautiful. And then she had done one for Farm Alarm or somebody, and it was in oranges, and I said, that looks like candy corn. So that gave her the idea to make me one and add white into it to make it really look like candy corn. And I had the yellow top, and the orange hat, and I just threw it all together.
Nada, check with JM at the Nut House if you need moringa seeds, because she usually can get them for you. Marshall Farm says they want some sassafras trees. They will come and get them. Because all it takes is one. They just keep multiplying.
Come on. We'll find you one somewhere.
We'll find one somewhere here.
It's an Amber Alert, okay.
Okay, I thought it was. I figured it was.
What keeps deer out of the garden? The lemongrass.
270.
You were talking about lemongrass a while ago, though. They don't seem to want to go through it.
They don't. Usually, if you have lemongrass bordering something other, or rosemary. Rosemary and lemongrass are two herbs that deer don't want to be around.
And then, do we know anything about yucca plants? We have some
growing on our property here.
They are used, or they were used.
They were used in the old days to hang meat in the smokehouse with, to weave baskets out of.
And it has, if you do it just right, you can take the strings off and use it as thread. And needle. It comes to a point like a needle, and it comes off in little strings. There's many, many uses for yucca. It's like one of the most strong grasses there is.
Yeah, and plus the roots are edible too, aren't they?
Yes.
The roots are edible.
It's very, very good. Yeah, Grizz, I'm going to check out the Bacon Diva in just a little bit when I get through.
Deanna is a cool lady.
Colton wanted me to say hi from him to y'all, the boy using the push plow through the grass. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
They sent us a picture of Colton. He decided all on his own to make his own garden, and he went and got his grandpa's push plow, if I remember right.
He did.
And I told Danny, I said, this is a kid with determination.
Determination to push that plow
because it was right
that.
in the middle of a grassy yard. I mean, pretty sodded yard, and he is pushing. And after a while, he did. They showed me the second picture. He had it plowed up in a little spot, and then he took some type of tape or string, and he strung around it.
Yep.
And he made a V at one side and a V at the other, and a rectangle in the middle. It was pretty awesome. He had his garden all planned out, and some plants in it.
Urinate around your garden property frequently to keep the deer out. Not polite, I know, but it definitely helps. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. We pee in our garden all the time, or I do.
You do, I don't.
Yeah.
But then the other thing is, if you have hair, somebody that cuts hair, if you put hair out,
human hair around it,
or either a cheap perfume, but you have to go spray the outer bands of the garden with the cheap perfume every day. That's when but then you have to change ever so often. And then we've used Irish Spring soap.
We use Irish Spring soap, yeah.
But it only works for X amount of days, and then they get used to it.
Yeah.
And then you've got to change.
Let's see. Terry said deer are allergic to 12 gauge blast. Someone says, how do you keep squirrels out of the garden? We shoot them. That's how we keep them out.
That's it. Danny, can you touch on why goats shouldn't eat wet grass?
Yeah, because of the barber pole worm. The barber pole needs wet grass to be able to crawl up. They usually crawl up around 6 to 8 inches high on the grass. And they need the grass to be wet in order to do that. And once the grass dries off, the worm goes back down to the soil where the moisture is at. So therefore, a goat should really only ever eat from the shoulders up. They shouldn't eat anything lower than that because of parasite problems. And here at Deep South Homestead, that's the way we try to make our animals do. But occasionally they do get left in a paddock because we can't move them to the next one just yet. And they get out in the fields and maybe eat a little lower than that. But we always try to make sure the grass is not wet.
Yeah, Debbie said deer and cast iron go real well together.
They do. They make a wonderful meal.
It does.
Yes.
Wet grass causes the parasites on the grass to move up the ends, and the goats eat it and they get sick. Yes.
Yeah.
What about sheep and wet grass?
Same thing.
But sheep eat all the way down to the dirt.
I know it. You should not let them eat in wet grass.
Yeah. So, all right. So what else? It's after 9.
Oh, is it? Oh, it is. I didn't realize it's that late.
Yes. I don't want you guys to forget. Tomorrow is the cutoff day for the Kasori winner. So go back to the Kasori giveaway and look in that description and go through. And somebody will win because somebody won one last time, and it's pretty good little cooker.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got that we need to remember? I don't know.
Just trying to see if we
I'm not sure what Yacon. YACON. I remember Jen at the Nut House told us what that is, and I done forgot. She'll have to remind me.
Okay, I think we're about caught up there. Our local cane syrup maker passed away, and his cane patch for this year is beautiful. Makes the last batch he made so much more special.
Somebody wants to know if we checked out growing buckwheat. Somebody asked about that.
I grew buckwheat in food plots a lot.
Homestead Remembers wants to know how long do we keep our canned goods.
We're usually just now eating about 5 years. We try to stay 5 years or less. We do have some that's older than that we still eat.
Yes, but most of it is under 5 years.
Yeah, we try to stay 5 or less.
Some of the tomatoes may get a little older than that. It seems like tomatoes just will last forever.
Tomatoes, if you put lemon juice in your can in them, they'll last forever.
Yeah, so
as long as the lids last.
But most of ours is less than 5 years.
Yeah.
We have some jams and jellies that are 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
We have green beans that are 5 years old, and we have tomatoes that are maybe 5 and 6 years old. But most everything else is about
get sleepy
3.
Here. Let's see here. If somebody had a question, I just Grandma Rose Homestead, all things good. Do you know if anyone is going to start making cane syrup? We're going to make it as soon as it gets cold, but we're not going to do it till it gets cold.
Yeah. And I know Leslie at Scratch Made Homestead was wanting to know when to cut her cane, and you do not till it just before a frost. I mean, not a frost, a freeze. Just before a freeze. She had asked that earlier. Make syrup from Yacon. It's a low.
It's a glycemic. Has a low glycemic index.
Okay. I knew it was something. I knew Jen had mentioned that before.
Let's see here. Do y'all do beekeeping? No, we used to have a beekeeper that kept like 100 boxes on our place.
Okay, we're back on. Yes, Marshall Farms, come ahead.
What?
He wants to come make syrup again.
Yes, you can come help us make syrup. We're gonna have Amanda from Freedom Makers here. Quake Lake should be here. You can be here. There'll be Lori Family Homestead. There'll be work for everybody.
Anybody else that wants you, let us know.
Yeah. Okay. We gotta
back. It's back.
Yeah, they're back. It's time for us to have our prayer.
And I've seen several putting up prayer requests. Yep. We're gonna remember the kids that were on the Amber Alert.
Yeah.
And anyone else. I know there's several that have asked for prayers, but I keep forgetting to write them down. This week's just been really tough. So we will have our prayer, and then we'll.
Yeah. I'm still reading questions. Anyway, here we go.
And Brenda Duncan, she may want to come.
Yeah. Come on, Paul. You and Brenda, come on. Okay. Father, we thank you for the blessed day you've given us. We've been getting a lot of rain, Lord, almost a week of it here now. And we know that you send what we need when we need it. And Lord, the sugar cane sure is loving it. And the grass is loving it. And the animals is loving it, Lord, because it's keeping the temperatures from being so hot. And Father, we're just loving it because you're watering our land like you promised in the blessings of obedience now. And Father, we want to praise you and thank you for that now. And thank you that things has gone as well for all of us as it has, Father. It could be a lot worse. Thank you for the freedom that we have in this country today to be able to sit here online and to be able to chat with our friends, Lord, and fellowship and just enjoy the life that you've given all of us here. But Father, there is a side to all this. Some of the subscribers on here, Father, have some problems. Some have You know, some have cancer, some have sickness, Lord, of different types, asthmas and all kind of different things has been mentioned here tonight. And Lord, some have broken bones, some have had surgeries, and Father, there's just all types of problems that's been people's been dealing with. But Lord, we know you're the great physician, and we want to ask that you would take tonight and you would look over each and every one of these requests, Father, and you would heal them, even if they weren't mentioned, Father, and they have a problem. I pray that you'll be good enough to answer that for them, Lord. And Father, I have some unspoken ones, and I know Amanda from Freedom Makers has some unspoken she's talked to us about. We thank you that the Lori family is being able to sell their home, Father. That has been a blessing. We've been praying about that, and thank you for answering that. And Father, we just pray that Father, there may be some here that's just got financial issues that they need help with, and we pray that Lord, you will help meet those financial issues. And there are those that are wanting homesteads, Lord. They're looking for them, and we pray that you will make those homesteads available. As a matter of fact, I talked with a gentleman just before I come online. He's wanting to move and look for a new place to live. And Father, we pray that you'll give him wisdom in that also. And Lord, just thank you for the ones that's on the live stream tonight. Father, they mean so much to us. And whatever their need is tonight, Father, I pray that in the name of Jesus that you would meet that need and help them to have everything that their heart desires, Father. And Father, we want to be careful to give you the honor and glory for all things in our life, and we want to be able to edify and glorify you and the kingdom of the Father. And Lord, thank you for such a blessed night now. We ask all these things in thy name. Amen. Okay.
All right. Brenda said we
wish we could camp, but we sold our RV to buy a tractor. Do what you got to do to survive. Two families
said they have 2 sets of bunk beds. See, 2 families may have to come make.
They may have to make syrup.
They have to make syrup and provide Brenda and Paul a place to sleep.
Yeah. Oh, man.
We may have a whole big deep south syrup
we may have a big shindig here for
We're gonna have a gathering.
Yeah, we just have another.
We'll have a fall gathering.
Fall gathering. We'll just make syrup.
Yep, that's what would have to happen because that's part of what we're going to be doing sometime in October or November, according to when.
Depends on when the cold weather comes. It looks like this year it may come early.
And right now we've been having rain. We've got a tropical system coming in.
It's right over the top of us right now.
Another one coming in, and a week later another one coming in, right?
Yep, we got about 2 or 3 of them in a row coming in here. The ground's saturated good. We just pray we don't get no strong winds because we do, the trees will topple over.
Yeah, so we've been getting a lot of rain. Everything's still green here for August. It's really crazy.
But the leaves are falling like crazy. The acorns are already developed on the trees.
Daryl volunteers to drive the lawnmower around in circles.
Oh, and he drives around in circles? Okay.
That gets me off the hook.
Yep.
Okay. Tammy says they're looking for a homestead. Some days it gets discouraging.
I know it does. We have several people who call us on a daily basis, and they're looking for a homestead too, and they're just getting so discouraged. And I just try to keep him, encouraging them and telling them, look, it's possible. Just hang in there. If I was rich, guys, and I had all the money I could spend, I would make sure everybody had a homestead. Yeah. And I would put you all around me. I would be that good.
Old South, yes, I would love some mullein seeds to try and get some growing here.
Yeah, because we don't have any mullein. We tried it one time way back yonder. Somebody gave us some plants, but
my daughter did. She brought some from home.
Yeah, but they were about half dead when
they were not in the best of shape, and I didn't get them to live. But I had no problems where I lived before growing mullein, and I kept it all the time. That's like one of the things I miss here is not having mullein because that was my go-to. And but my 10 herbs is coming up Monday, and I mean not Monday, Tuesday, on crazy days. So y'all will see the 10 that I grow that are my go-tos for now. And that by no means is that all the herbs we have.
Oh no.
We probably have 50 different kinds, wild and planted or more. But I picked the top 10 for me, what I liked. So you guys will get to see that. And we'll work with other herbs along the way, but that's what's coming up. I don't know what we have on Deep South this week. Anything?
We just live from day to day. We got a mini greenhouse coming up. We got
something else.
We got 2 or 3 other videos we done shot. We just needed parts to go in them to finish putting them together.
Wasn't there another review that we something?
We got I do have a review. I have 2 reviews coming up.
Oh, the greenhouse lights.
I got the greenhouse lights.
The grow lights.
The grow lights. I got a camera. I got the mini greenhouse.
Yeah, we got 3
reviews coming up this
week. So y'all
week.
just hang with us with the reviews because
we're looking for stuff that will benefit homesteads.
Yeah, and something that y'all can use. And if it's not any good, you know we're going to tell you. That's why with the mini greenhouse, it's up during this weather. And we're going to see just how well it hangs in there with all the rain and maybe a little bit of wind and stuff like that.
Jan, there should be Danny corn on our Etsy store now.
If it's not,
we'll make sure it gets there.
Add some more in a little bit. Yeah, so I guess we should go and.
Yep. Noah's Ark wants to know what is mullein.
Mullein is an herb. It looks like a weed. It grows and the leaves are big and
kind of fuzzy looking.
And they're real fuzzy and soft, and it puts a long stalk up the second year. It doesn't do it the first year, but the second year it puts up a tall stalk, and there's little yellow flowers all up the top, and then that produces seeds, and the seeds look like mustard seeds. They're little bitty black seeds. And it's really good for anything respiratory.
Respiratory. I was going to say it's all about respiratory.
Yes. It's like a #1 go-to for me. If I had it here, that would be perfect.
Will Danny corn grow in Montana, Tammy? Yes, it will. It grew all the way up into northern Minnesota. Go watch Eric with Life in Farmland. You'll go back and hunt his videos up. He has Danny corn in it. That stuff grew like 16 feet tall, and he's 6 foot something. He was jumping trying to get the ears off of it.
Yeah, somebody calls it rabbit tobacco. Is that the same thing?
I think it's pretty much the same stuff, yeah.
Well, we had some seeds here for rabbit tobacco. I didn't know it was the same stuff.
I don't know if we still have those or not.
Okay. It was old. It was here when I got here, and I've been here 5 years.
Yeah.
So it probably wouldn't work. I didn't know it was. I will have to check rabbit tobacco. I didn't realize that was the same thing.
Okay, we got to get off here, guys. All right. Sorry about the pictures tonight. We'll try to do better next time. Hit that right there.
They're all there. They just would not work.
For some reason, they just decided not to work tonight.
Will Danny corn grow with 4 inches of rain per year? You may have to water it.
You may have to water it a little bit, but you mainly need nitrogen.
Yeah.
Nitrogen and some water, and Danny corn will just Cadillac.
What size meat grinder do you have? Do you even know?
I got a 1 horsepower.
Hey, Stony Ridge.
It come from Cabela's, Delane.
Stony Ridge popped in just as we got to go.
Oh, there he is.
You're just going to have to go back and watch from the beginning, guys. If you hadn't seen Stony Ridge, go over and check him out.
Yeah.
He's got a lot going on over there.
He does.
Talk to you guys later.
All right, guys. Bye-bye.